Today we have a very special episode. We're going to be reviewing my own custom built racing scooter. This is a dual motor mini drag bike. We're going to do a speed run. First ride on the Beast. I still don't know what we're going to call this thing yet, but for now it's just the Beast. We've got everything done here if you want to come take a closer look, and I'll show you what we did. We've got the dual far drivers, one on each side, and we have the battery in the back here. We have a fan, we have all the brake lights, everything is working as it should. We've got obviously our Lanyo motors with the individual phase wires here. Everything's feeding in here in the back. On the front side, we've got another Lanyo motor, dual motors here, dual 5 kilowatt. And obviously all the wires coming in the front here with the vent to allow the airflow with the fan in the back. On the front, I've added a different headlight, added a horn, added the windshield, and everything else up here is pretty standard. If you do recognize a lot of these components, thank you Zenva for the donation. These are from the Zenva-S, where I determined the frame was faulty and they refused to send me enough parts to fix it. So here we are. This is what happens when you send me a death trap and refuse to fix it. I'll make my own scooter out of it. But let's go see today. We're just gonna do a little 0 to 60 time, see where it's at. This is before I get the new battery. I'm gonna put a racing battery in this too. That should help cool everything down, run a lot more efficient, and get rid of the rest of the problems that the Zenva originally had. It is a heavy little bike. It's probably 200 pounds for how small it is, which is crazy. I know the screen sucks on this. I'm gonna upgrade that later. You probably can't really see it right now, but I'll have the drag up in the corner here, so you'll be able to see everything there. Real smooth scooter though, with the PMT's Type R rain slicks. I'm hoping these are a little grippier than normal. 3, 2, 1. It's fast. Woo! Woo! Let off. Really stable. That was my first rip on this thing. We gotta not go too crazy. 7.11, and I didn't even launch that hard on that one. I was just getting used to it. That was first run. We're under 7 seconds. All right, let's turn it back the other way. We'll see what we get the other way. Hit reset. 3, 2, 1, go. Gauge the turbo a little faster that time. Woo! It's a fast bike! I'm scared to look. Woo! .75. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, we're already burning brakes. These brakes I have on here, guys, are just test brakes for now because the ones I was going to put on did not fit. So I'm back to square one on the brakes, but the acceleration, man, that rips. We got a 6.75 0 to 60. With the new battery, I bet we get this easily under 6, which is nuts. Crazy. You sure you don't want to try it? I'm going to try one more.
All right.
Oh, it actually shut off on me already. It did. Thank you, Zenva, for your piece of crap battery. But hey, at least I'm down here, so I don't have to walk that far. It'll turn back on in like a few minutes. Let's see if it'll turn back on now. Back on now. That's the Zenva for you guys. But that's because they used a cheap-ass battery, and we're going to fix that problem too. Don't you worry. But there we go. Super fast. Whoa, I better be careful. Proof of concept. Super stable at speed.
How was the back?
Felt amazing. The back feels great. It holds your butt right when you're launching.
You want to move it?
I think it's perfect. If it falls off though, I'm coming for you. We're back from the speed run. I hope you guys enjoyed that. 6.75 seconds. That's where we're at right now. That's gonna be our benchmark that we're gonna try to improve on every video with this. But before we get in depth into electronics, let's talk about the frame. Because my cousin helped me build this beautiful, perfect seat frame for it, including the seat itself. It started off as just an old bed frame, probably 50 or 100 years old, we don't even know. It was out in the ditch at the farm, so we decided to recycle the old bed frame, give it another life, and Ben did an amazing job. He measured and perfectly welded. Then it was a matter of measuring and cutting the sheet metal for the side panels here, and eventually fitting the components, such as the controllers. We have one on each side of the scooter. They're built into the frame here, so that the heat sink is on the outside and the controllers on the inside. So that should make these run ideal temps and get a lot more cooling than how they originally were. We decided to put a folding seat on it because it's easier to get access if you're out on the road. Check on the battery, check on any wiring or anything, see if anything inside's getting hot, right? It's a lot easier to do that with a quick opening seat like this. That's why we opted for this. I chose this frame originally, partially because I had an extra one here. Obviously that's a big determining factor of what you're gonna mod, is you mod what you have. The frame though is my personal favorite. It has a BMW telelever suspension in here and it rides just better. It rides on a line better than any other scooter frame out there. I think it's the most symmetrical riding, straightest riding frame. It's the best one to make faster because you're not just gonna get worse and worse wobbles the faster you go. It actually rides on a rail. I trust G-Space's build quality here on this eco frame, and I think it's gonna hold up even when we pump it up. More power and obviously more weight is on this than normal, but these are rated at 440 pounds as far as the rider weight. So I think we're fine, even if we add 100 pounds in battery and frame and equipment, right? It's still gonna be way under the limit of what this frame can handle. So once this frame got all set up, our next mission was to start trying to fit components. And the biggest component to me was the motors down here. These had to fit. And these motors are 5,000 watt Lanyo motors, high-speed motors. They originally came with this tire on it, which is an extra wide PMT tire, and it had these rims on it, which are an extra wide 100 millimeter rim. And this rim just was not gonna fit on this scooter. There's no physical way, it's too wide. So our only option was to get different rims. Once I got the rims all figured out, then it was a matter of mounting the tire, mounting the motor on the frame itself here, and making sure everything fits, which it did, because these are 142 millimeter dropouts, which is the distance between your two axle mounting points. And these are 142 millimeter width axles. So they're meant for this exact size. So it worked out flawlessly. I'm glad it did. I didn't have to buy new motors, or that would have been a pain in the butt and a lot more expensive than just the rims. Now, once we had the motors on, we're starting to cook, right? We've got a frame, we got a seat, we got the motors. From there, it was a matter of wiring. That was the next major step. I'm gonna show you guys inside here how it looks real quick. Now, I didn't really change any of the wiring, but what I did is I labeled every single plug. And it turned out to be a pretty easy job, but there is some spots that I still need to work on, like here where there's just a wire that's barely hanging on, right? This is not the most ideal wiring setup how they had this scooter originally in the Zenva, but I'm working with it. Right, we still got our Bluetooth dongles in here so we can wirelessly change everything. Everything fit, like our giant fuses, our 200 amp fuses, all of our phase wires, our battery wires. Once we started getting the basics hooked up there of the controller, right, the battery wires, the phase wires, then you start thinking about all the wires that connect the controllers and that connect the controllers to the dash, to the throttle, to the brakes, to the buttons, right? All of that stuff has to have another additional wire running up the stem here. Now the battery, as you can see, has a lot of space on each side. So that's really our next upgrade on this, is the battery. So we're gonna make it wider, we're gonna make it a little bit taller, but the length is pretty good right now. It goes from one end all the way up to almost exactly where the controllers start here. If you look, it's almost a perfect length battery. And let me show you the battery options that we have for the scooter, because I'm not exactly sure which one I want to buy yet, but you tell me what I should get. I think the biggest one that sticks out to me is the EVE 50PL. The EVE 50PL has insane power output per dollar. So you're looking at about a $1,500 pack there, plus $500 for shipping, so $2,000 total. And you're getting something that can do mollicell level output, 960 peak amps. So this is like the deciding factor for me, is picking out the battery cells, which exactly ones we should put in here. And the reality is that you want to pick a big enough battery that when we put it in here, we can later upgrade these controllers if we want to get even more power. So that's the long-term goal here, is buy a big enough battery that will fit in here and fill most of it, but it's also going to make the next controller upgrade possible. These controllers on here are Far Driver 72450. They have the ability to do 200 line amps each and up to 450 phase amps. So right now, they're pretty tamed down, but once we get the new battery, we'll be able to max these out at 200 amps and 350 phase amps each, because there's two of them. And that'll bring our power up to about 33 kilowatts. After that, our next upgrade to get more power will be to get higher power controllers. So we can get, instead of the 72 450s, we can get, say, 72 680s. And those can do up to 300 line amps. So you're talking about getting a 50% increase in power from about the same footprint here. So we're gonna install those next, the 72 680s, and that will increase us over 40 kilowatts. The one thing here that's really temporary still, I just have this taped down to the battery. This is just a 12-volt drop-down converter. It runs our lights and accessories and stuff. I did end up putting the Polish finger throttle, that's what they call this. And I think it's just better for drag racing to have your full grip like this instead of like going like this. It's a little more secure. Another thing I did was change gear 1 to about 3 miles an hour, because that makes it easy for loading. I can get it to go right up the ramp onto the back of my car without having to lift it. Gear 2, talking about 70 miles an hour freewheel. Gear 3, 97 miles an hour freewheel. If you hit this big red button here, there's an additional gear 4, but I'm not gonna freewheel that. I think it's pretty bad for the motors to go that fast up in the air like this. They both top out around 97 or 100 miles an hour, depending on your state of charge. But that's more of a limit from the motors themselves, not from the power. Our power, when we add more power to this thing, is not going to make the top speed any higher. All we're doing is trying to cut the 0 to 60 time down with our improvements here. When we add the next battery, when we add the next controller, that's kind of where this is going, is to make it quicker and quicker, not actually faster and faster. Now, as far as cooling, I added this 120 millimeter fan on the back, and it pulls pretty hard. And in the front here, we've got a vent. This has like a screen on the back so bugs and stuff can't get in there. And then all of our wires come through this 2-inch hole right here that we built just to make things a little easier than trying to put it through a tiny hole. We made a big hole. So that makes it pretty easy to get everything in and out while you are building it and rebuilding it. My paint job messed up. If you see here, it's like dull and cloudy, and it's supposed to look like this. It's supposed to be shiny and glossy and have, you know, a couple different colors to it. And the problem is I used the wrong clear coat. I cheaped out and used the cheap clear coat, and it didn't come out right. When the battery comes out, it's getting totally repainted here. This headlight here I added was just a couple of holes that I drilled in the grill here. Gives you a nice mounting point to put something, and the horn here is mounted in the same bracket, so it's just in the hole behind the grill too. So that stuff was actually easy to mount, pretty easy to wire up to. Windshield's looking nice. I think the real biggest other thing we need to upgrade is these brakes. So these are Zoom And then I have one nut 4-piston over here. These just don't break nearly enough for what we need. I'm gonna be replacing them. These, the Lewis G-Space brakes. I have a set here, but they won't fit. There's just not enough clearance right here between the motor and the caliper. These ones barely fit, the 4-piston nuts, but the Lewis ones just don't fit. They're too beefy of a caliper to fit this. Now, how do I rate my custom drag scooter? As far as the ride quality goes, I think it's on point. It rides really good. The power is amazing, but obviously the reliability is not there yet. You saw it shut off after 2 runs because this battery in here is just not good enough. So step 1, to make it more reliable, we're gonna add the new battery. I'll let you guys know as upgrades go on this and as things improve. I can't wait to show you guys the finished product after the new battery and new controller. This thing is just, it's gonna fly like nothing I've ever personally ridden. And thanks a lot to Ben. This would be totally impossible for me to do this. Well, I shouldn't say that. It would have just looked a lot uglier if I did it myself. The frame really makes this thing. The frame makes this look just beautiful and ride great, and can't wait to finish the paint and make it look just as beautiful as it should be. Thanks a lot, Ben. I really appreciate your help on this. It was a lot of fun building something with your cousin. Highly recommend that. Thanks for watching, guys. Scooter Gang out. It does look real nice though, lined up with the other G-Spaces. I tell you what, this is my favorite brand for sure.